Welcome to our customer care training. This is something that I love doing. I love the customer care aspect of the whole Babes in Business and Emporium thing, because at the end of the day, we're here because we want to help people get happier and healthier. And I know there are a lot of people that are brand new, and there are some people here that have also been doing this for 2 years, and it's changed over time. So this video is going to explain to you guys exactly how you should do your customer care so that you can not only have amazing retention, because if we have higher retention, it means that our paychecks are bigger. But I also really want to help you through this because it can get quite daunting. We tell you that to do really well and to have an amazing foundation for your business, to try and aim to get 20 clients. But I know for a lot of people, 20 clients is like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. Like this is just a side gig for me. This is part-time. Like this is way too much. So I'm going to explain to you exactly how I do my client care. And I want to show you how easy it is and how you can automate it. I'm going to interview some of the girls on the line who are doing amazing things with their client care as well, just to give you some cool ideas. So pretty much the basics of your client care and how to make it super easy is, obviously you're a wellness coach in the Emporium with us. And I get asked this question all the time. So what's my role? What's my role here? Like, I get you've given me a name, a wellness coach, but what's my role? And I really want you to just magnify on the word wellness. So, we've got so many types of coaches out there. We've got, people who are health coaches who are qualified. We've got life coaches. We've got weight loss coaches. We are wellness coaches. I'm not interested in helping people like lose a crazy amount of weight. I'm interested in helping them get well, like total body wellness. And that's what you're here for. Your job as a wellness coach in the Emporium is essentially to hold the hand of your client through the 16-week program and really give them amazing support, be their virtual cheerleader, and show them the amazing resources that we have in the Emporium for them to learn and to really start delving into some awesome new lifestyle habits. So that's your role as a wellness coach. What I really love to sort of set as a standard in the Emporium is to just make sure that all of our clients are getting a weekly check-in. Now, how do we do weekly check-ins? I know up until this moment in time, we've been doing lots of we tag every week. I used to do my customer care on a Monday morning, and I tag all of my customers in something new or something cool. And what's happening in the Emporium, because it's a Facebook group at the moment, everything gets pushed out of the way. So if we've got all of our beautiful clients asking us questions, those get missed because we're tagging everyone in the resources. Let's say you tag your client in the gut health webinar, that gets pushed to the top, and all the questions that everyone's asking is being lost. And I really would love the core of the program to be people having a really safe and really nice space for them to ask questions, so that then we can tag obviously our health professionals that are exactly for that question to help them through whatever query they have. So we're going to stop tagging people in resources. Instead, what I'd love for you to do is send them a weekly email or a weekly Facebook message. So when I stopped tagging my clients, I really call them customers. When I started to message them, I started to Facebook message them, and then I realized, this is getting way too much. I had 36 clients at the time when I started doing this, when I started Facebook messaging, and it was taking me so long. And I know there are a few people on the line who probably have, 10 clients or more, and it's messaging them once a week gets kind of full on, right? So as a standard in the Emporium, as a wellness coach, you're expected to make sure you're checking in with them once a week through an email, and then once a month, literally, whether it's a text message or a phone call or a Zoom or whatever you prefer. Personally, I send voice messages for my monthly check-in, and I just talk back and forth through voice message because that's way easier for me. But I would love for you as a wellness coach to decide what you want to do. How do you want to communicate with your clients once a month? And maybe ask them, like, how do you prefer to be contacted once a month? I'm going to be checking in to make sure you're happy with the Emporium, you're using all the resources, how you're feeling, how your results are. Would you like me to call you? Would you like me to text you? Would you like me to Facebook message you? What would you like? And so that's what I do with most of my clients. What I say is, like, would you mind if I voice message you once a month? Because that's what I prefer. And if they're like, oh, I don't use Facebook very much, I'll just say, okay, how about I give you a quick 10-minute call once a month? So that's the basics of you as a wellness coach. An email once a week and a check-in once a month. And I promise, guys, if you keep up with your client care, that person's going to get to the 16 weeks of the program and they're going to reship, and they're going to keep reshipping and reshipping and reshipping. So I want to sort of go through today how easy it can be to automate your weekly emails, because that's what a lot of the leaders in the team have started to do. And it's like godsend. It is amazing automating that aspect so that then you can spend quality time voice messaging or texting them once a month, and they're happy because they're getting all the resources emailed to them once a week, and you've spoken to them, you've told them that that's what's about to go down. So we've got that. We're not tagging people anymore. We're messaging them. If you prefer Facebook message, go for it. But if you're liking the sound of the automated email, you're going to love, I'm going to talk about it in a moment. So just before I go on to that, I really want to talk about what a monthly check-in actually looks like. So there are two different types of people on our team. Obviously, we have wellness coaches. They're people who are just obsessed with health and wellness, or obsessed with helping people to get happier and healthier. And my number one thing, I say this all the time, you don't need a piece of paper to care for someone and genuinely help someone through a health journey. I believe you don't need a degree or a certificate or a diploma. Like, there are so many people on this team who are heart-driven wellness coaches, and they might be, you know, a part-time lawyer or a part-time accountant or whatever it might be. So that's the first type of person we have on our team. The second type of person we have on our team are people who are actually in the health and wellness industry. So they might be dietitians, they might be health coaches, life coaches, personal trainers, yoga instructors, Pilates instructors, you name it. There are so many different types of health professionals that we actually have on the team, which is really cool because it means the Emporium has an amazing incredible team that makes the Emporium what it is. And it's also, we've got so many people to contact when one of our clients have a question. You know, maybe it might be something about depression, or it might be, you know, if it's something about depression and anxiety, you know that you can contact the team psychologist and tag her in the question in the Emporium and so on. So that's why I love the dynamic of this team. Two amazing and very important types of people in the team. So if you're a health professional, personally, what I do and what you can do too is I do my weekly check-ins through email. Well, sorry, I reframe that. I do my weekly email, my automated emails, my monthly check-ins. When I sign up a client to the Emporium, what I actually say to them is this: you're going to be getting an email from me once a week. I'm also going to be checking in with you once a month through voice message. If you would love to have a consult with me, I'm a certified health coach, and I offer a service where you can have a full-on 50-minute consult with me, or whatever it might be for you guys, whether you're a psychologist or a dietitian or a PT, whatever you are. Let them know at the beginning that you also offer that service on the side, and it's an additional cost. So that's what I do. All of my clients know that they can have a consult with me at any time in their 16-week journey in the Emporium, and I give them a discounted price. So obviously my clients all know that. And to be honest, out of the 40 clients that I have, only 3 people take the offer to do the consult. Everyone else is really happy with the automated email and the once a month check-in. So for you guys who are health professionals, have a think about that if that's something you want to offer your clients. And I think it's like every 3rd or 4th automated email they get from me, at the bottom, it actually says, don't forget, I'm available for you for a 50-minute consult when and if you ever need. Please get in touch with me if this is something that you'd love to do. Sometimes they do that, sometimes they don't. Personally, I don't want to trade time for money, and I'm really happy when people don't get a consult with me. I know that sounds crazy, but just the way that I've structured it, I really love the automated email and the once a month check-in. So that's just some information if you are a health professional. Now, why do we do weekly emails and a monthly check-in, because we want people to feel like they're supported. We want people to feel like we didn't just sell them something and, did a smoke bomb on them. We want them to see how genuine we are. We actually really do care about their results and how they're going and how their energy is, their skin, have they lost weight? How's their stress? How's their anxiety? How are their kids going on the product if they're on the free products? Like, we genuinely want to know. We want to know that what we're doing is making an impact. We're not here because we're here to just sell something and try and make a buck. Like, I know the people who are watching this video, we're here because we literally want to leave a footprint in the earth. So why not actually connect with your clients that you haven't asked them? And I promise you, when you really give them some love and care like that, they're going to stick around. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I've been so diligent with my client care since November 2015, and I still have clients today that helped me get to DVF, my first promotion. They haven't left. They've been reshipping with me for two years. So I promise you guys, if you really just put some love and care and energy and attention into your client care, your customer retention is going to be nuts. And you're going to be in this business 2 years down the track, and you're going to have so many clients because they've all just kept reshipping. And every month you're doing your 5 high paying activities, you're following the 60 and 60, you're getting more clients, and it just sort of compound effects. So that's why I really, really want to get the message clear that customer care is a biggie for us. Now, we sometimes get people in the team. You might have someone in your team who totally drops off the planet of the earth. That happens. That's happened to me several times. I want you to really just not think about the financial benefit or anything like that, but I would love for you to sweep them under your wing and say, hey, look, such and such has taken some time off, or they've taken a step back, or I'm looking after their clients, and I'd love to know, would you love for me to add you to my weekly email newsletter that comes out to you? Sometimes they'll be like, no, it's cool. Sometimes they'll be like, yes, please. You know what? You are doing amazing things by doing that, because your customer retention, again, continues rolling. And if someone in your team decides to leave Babes in Business, guess what? Those people roll up to you. But as well as that, for those of you who are leaders in the team and you're at that SC level, you guys will know it's all about Payline for you from SC onwards. And for those of you who are brand new and have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, you will get there, and you'll probably watch this over and understand what I'm saying. But when you get to SC, it's all about Payline. And it doesn't matter if that client is your direct client or 10 generations down. You want them in your organization, because essentially that's going to help with your Payline. So just keep that in mind. If you've got anyone that drops out in your team, take them under your wing, but ask first. Sometimes it's nice to ask and make sure that's okay. I've seen a lot of people who don't do client care. Trust me, I get all the complaints. I get all the emails that are people are unhappy. They were promised something that they're not getting. They don't understand what the Emporium even is. They were never shown. Like, I get it all the time. I think that's probably one of the, I'm not going to call it a downfall, because it's helped me realize how we can improve our system, but it's definitely something I have to deal with as someone who's created a program. I get all the feedback, and people who don't do their client care, they're the people who have people drop out all the time. All their clients, cancel their reshipments. They get a really bad name for themselves and for us. Like, think about this, guys. Your name is on the Emporium. The Emporium is yours. Like, you are a massive piece of the puzzle for the Emporium. And when someone disses the Emporium because one person had a bad experience, it sort of reflects on all of us. So I'm really passionate about just doing your due diligence in this area. And you know what? If you need a month off, like, connect with your upline, with your mentor, and be like, dude, I need some help. Like, I need you to help me with my client care or whatever it is. Like, this is a team. I really want us to work as a team here. And if we're all doing automated emails, it's as simple as clicking a button and adding someone to your mailing list. You know what I mean? So definitely would love for you guys to just be, and I want this to trickle down in your organizations as well. I'd love for you to relay this information to your team, because people who don't do client care, think about this. Actually, this happened to me recently. I went and stayed at a hotel, and I left my favorite face washer there. It sounds so great. I left my Clarisonic in the bathroom, right? And so I rang the hotel up when I noticed a day later, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was staying in room 112 and I left my Clarisonic in the bathroom. Can I please come and pick it up? And I called 5 times because no one could answer my question. No one could tell me, like, it's been found, it's not been found. I'm going to they were like, I'm going to contact the cleaner. I'm going to contact this person. No, we don't know anything about this. There's nothing on the records. Like, and every time I called, I was just getting more and more frustrated. And by the time I called for the 5th time, I decided that I never wanted to stay at that hotel again. Now, that wasn't the hotel's fault. It was a series of people, you know. It was one person who wasn't honest. Maybe the cleaner, they took my Clarisonic. I hope they're loving it because it was the best Clarisonic in the world. The second person that didn't do their due diligence was the manager who spoke to me the first time I rang. Like, they said they were going to call me back and they never did. And every time I called, everyone was promising me something that I never got it. Now, my perception on that hotel is now tarnished, but it really wasn't the hotel's fault. Do you guys get where I'm going with this? So I want you guys to think about it that way as well. The Healthstyle Emporium is your brand. It's your business. I want you to give it a good name for yourself and for all of us involved. So the basics of your client care in the Emporium. When you pop an order through your virtual office, only then you can add your client to the Emporium. Now, we have a personal assistant who works in the team. Her name's Alana. Most of you know her. Alana works 6 days a week for 2 hours a day, so sometimes more. So it's her job to accept people into the Emporium. It's not any of the admin's jobs except her. So please don't message any of the admins asking, hey, like, I've added this person. Just obviously being really patient with Alana. She does so much for us. She's incredible. If your client hasn't been added to the Emporium yet, it's just because they haven't shown up in the virtual office. So give it 24 hours, 48 hours max. If it's been 2 days and your client is still not in the Emporium, then go for it. Give Healthstyle VA, which is Alana, a message and just, you know, ask her like, hey, can you please help me out? I don't know what's going on here. Sometimes if they're not showing up in the VO, it's because that person's actually declined. Their order's declined. So that's something that you can chase up before you message Alana, just to give Alana a bit of a break. So make sure you check that out first. So you add your person to the Emporium. And then you tag them in the pinned post. Now, I'm just going to share my screen with you because I want to show you something that I do. Okay, so I'm in Babes in Business right now. I need to go to the Emporium. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to screen share, but I'm failing miserably. Okay, can you guys see my notes section? Yeah. Okay. So see here in my notes section, I've got my 30-day grids. I've got my team that I'm looking after. I've got all different types of information. I'm like a little bit OCD with my staff. One of the things that I do here is I've got this here, and it's just my welcome message that I send to everyone in the pinned post. So you can see here, this is my welcome to the Healthstyle Emporium. So I just copied that. Or this is my welcome post to the BIB page for any new teamies. So make it easy for yourself, guys. Like, make yourself a little script, copy that, go to the Emporium. Whenever I add a person to the Emporium, I go to the pinned post, I go press on comment, then I paste my little hello message, I tag them in that. And by the way, for anyone who's brand new, this is where you add your members here. Just pop their name in here. You go like, you just write their name and they come up. And then that's all we get you to do to start them off. And I would love for you guys to just direct them to either, oops, I just muted myself. I'd love for you guys to direct your clients, to check out the welcome video and download the starter guide. And that's all they need to do to start with. How easy is that? So just make them feel warm and fuzzy and welcome. I'm gonna put in the comment section what I write to people if you guys want to save that. For those of you who are watching the video, I'll have it in the comment section of this post, so you can check that out too. So just copy paste. It's so easy when you do it that way. Okay, so that's the pin posting. Now I want to talk about automation, because automation is amazing. I know a few people have started doing it. So essentially there are a couple of programs that you can use to automate your emails. I personally use one called ActiveCampaign. It's not free, but it's also the program that I use on my website where people sign up to my newsletter. And yeah, so I've integrated both of them. If you're wanting something that's super easy, if you don't have a website, most people on the team don't have a website, there's an amazing program that I'm going to get Kalia and Mia to talk about in a moment. And it's called Campaign Monitor. From my understanding, it's $9.90 a month. I'm going to get the girls to talk about it in a moment. But what you can do is you can set up a series of 16 emails for once a week, and it sends them off automatically. So if you were to add your client to your mailing list, they get email number 1, which will be their welcome email. And then you can set it so that every 7 days they get another email from you for 16 weeks, which gets them through the Emporium program. Now you're probably wondering, what do I send them over 16 weeks? I just want to share my screen with you again so I can show you something that's really cool. Okay. So if you go to Babes in Business and you click on photos, then you go to albums, then you come to this page. I want you to click next. And there's this awesome album here called Customer Care. I want you to open that up. We've got 2 awesome checklists here. We have a checklist for the Health Style Emporium, which is a 16-week checklist. I guess it's like an order of things you can show your clients in the space of 16 weeks. And for the Tribal Wellness Movement, for those of you who have male clients, there's an amazing checklist there for you to follow as well. So I'd love for you guys to go and check that out. I'm not going to go through it now just for the purpose of timing. But that gives you an idea of what to show your clients weekly in the Emporium. Week 1, it's all about the juice cleanse in the starter guide. Week 2, gut health. Week 3, self-love. Week 4, like it goes on and on and on. That's just an example for you to use. If you would totally love to give your clients your own version of 16 weeks of resources, by all means, do whatever you love, guys. This is your business. You can do whatever you like. So if you're like someone who really wants to do one webinar every 3 weeks, go for it. If you're someone who wants to smush all the webinars first in I think we've got like 20 webinars at the moment, you can do that as well. Now, there's enough content in the Emporium for you to give them 1 email a week for 4 reshipments. That's how much content there is in there at the time of the recording of this video. So you can literally go and make emails from week 1 to 16, week 17 to 32, week 33, and so on and so on and so on. Personally, what I've done is everyone gets a weekly email from me from week 1 to 16, another weekly email from week 17 to 32. Then 3rd reshipment, they start getting monthly emails from me instead. So you can change that up as well. And you can ask them, like, do you want weekly emails, monthly? Like, what would you like? And the reason why I've gone to monthly is because, I just don't want to bombard them by number 3, they know how to use the Emporium and they can find things themselves. But yeah, it's totally up to you. Again, you can do whatever you like to do. So going back to Campaign Monitor, so I might get the girls to jump on now, but essentially, like with the emails that you're going to write up for the weeks 1 to 16 and so on, I want you guys to make them up yourself. Please don't ask like, hey, can you copy paste what you've written and I'm just going to copy it. This is where you've got to start taking ownership of your business. I'd really love for the emails you send your clients to be authentically from you. And I want you to do the work. I want you guys to write the emails yourself. So please don't ask your uplines or anyone in the team to send you all their hard work, because it does take some time. And that's something that you want to know what's in your emails. So that's definitely something I wanted to get across. Also, the other thing I wanted to talk about before I get Carly and Mia on the line is with ActiveCampaign, you can literally set yourself reminders. Like I'll get Kalia double check this, but you can get an email or a text message to say, hey, it's Shani's week 4 in the Emporium, check in with her this week. Or it's their week 8, it's their whatever, it's their monthly check-in. Please check in with them. So how cool is that? Like, you get reminded of when to check in with them. You don't even have to think about it. The other thing too is you can set yourself a reminder when it's about week 13, which means, you want to let them know in 3 weeks' time, you'll be going on to the secondary shipment. You'll be going through the Emporium from week 17 to 32. And I always tell my clients that, because I want them to know, like, there's so much more content and resources for them to learn about. And it doesn't end here. It doesn't end at week 16. Like, there is literally months and years worth of content in there. So make sure you're being really clear with that in your week 13 email, in your week 13, like your reminder to yourself, so you can voice audio them and be like, hey, I just want to make sure you got my email about your reshipment that's happening in 3 weeks, and so on. The other things I've set reminders for myself are at week 16, if they have reshipped and they've got their second or third bout, I send them a little card and a gift just to say thank you for supporting my business and thank you for being a valued client of the Emporium. We love you so much. I hope you enjoy this. So for anyone who has any cool gift ideas, please chuck them in the chat. But guys, if you want to go through the Babes in Business page, every month we get people to post their client gift ideas. If you just search customer care, in the search bar, all the ideas of all the amazing gifts people send their clients come up. And it's so amazing. It honestly warms my heart to see the beautiful work that people put into making their clients feel loved and cared for. So I send my clients a little thank you gift at week 17 if they reship. If they cancel, I actually still send them something. I send them a card to say thank you so much for being a part of the program, and I've loved being a part of your wellness journey, and I hope we get to meet again soon, and I'm here whenever you need a thing. And some people usually take a cancellation as something that's like offensive. Please don't be offended. That person could be going through financial issues. You never know. So just be really sweet with them and say, like, I've loved having you a part of the program. I've loved watching you flourish. Please reach out if you ever need a thing. I'm here. And I've got to tell you, I have had so many clients who have cancelled on me come back, especially in the last month, which has been super weird. I don't know what's going on. It must be because it's January. But if you send a thank you card, you know what? What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to just feel really like warm and fuzzy inside. So I set a reminder in my automation thing as well to let me know to do that. Now, just a side note, with client gifts and cards, think of it like, I know we spoke about this in training last week about putting money aside to reinvest in your business. This is definitely a business expense. When you're sending cards, paying for postage, sending them, you might be sending them sachets of the complete sachets, the chocolate and vanilla ones, which, by the way, is an awesome idea. If you don't have clients on the shakes, send them those because I end up buying them from you. Yeah, that's all a business expense, guys. So I'd love for you to keep your receipts and declare them at tax time, but I'd also really love for you to save a little bit of money from your pay every month from Juice Plus to put towards your client care. Because reinvesting in your business like that is so smart, and it'll pay you back. You paying it forward definitely comes back around and duplicates and replicates in your business by tenfold. The other thing I just want to say while I'm here as well, before I forget, if you have a client who's had a reshipment and they send it back because for whatever reason, head office actually charges you for the postage in your pay. So they deduct it out of your pay. So it's so important to do your due diligence and send them that message at week 13 to remind them about the reshipment. Because what's happened with me a few times is I've done my due diligence and I've sent them the reminder email and they've ignored me, and then they've sent their product back, and I then send head office a screenshot, because you'll always get a message from head office saying, hey, just letting you know your client's returned this product, we'll be charging you for the shipment. I always send my communication as a screenshot back to them to say, hey, just letting you know, I've actually told them about the reshipment and I refuse to pay for the shipment postage costs. And they waive it. So if you guys can be on top of that, that's something really smart that I've started doing, because I was so sick of paying for people's postage when it wasn't my fault. Okay, I'm going to get Kalia on the line. Where are you, hun? There you are. If you could unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, hello. I'd love for you to talk to us a little bit about, your automation emails, what you've created and how it's working for you.
Yeah. So I found a Campaign Monitor about a month ago, even 6 weeks ago. It does take a little bit to set up, but I know that Mia and Ashley spent a day just smashing it out the other day. And they've got it all set up within a day, and that's 16 weeks of work done now. So if you can put the time into setting it up, it's definitely worth it. I actually kept putting it off. I found the system and I did my first email, and then I just got busy and kept putting it off for about 2 or 3 weeks. And once I finished doing the emails, it's like law of attraction. I've attracted all these new customers this month since I finished it. So don't put it off if you're thinking about automating your emails. It's really worth it. It is $9.90 a month, but to me, that's nothing. And it's really invaluable. It saves me so much time. And I was getting a little bit lazy with my customer care. And then I thought, hey, my clients are coming to the Health Style Emporium for this bonus of the program. So we need to be giving them what they're paying for. So when I Googled, how can I automate this and make my life easier? And it's just so worth it. So I just wanted to say that. And plus it is tax deductible, which is what we talked about last week. So that's awesome. So this is Campaign Monitor. So what you want to do, you'll set up an account. It's pretty straightforward. And when you get to this page, you want to go to automation up the top and select create new journey. I sort of just had to play around and figured this out all on my own, but I'll just show you guys the basics. And you click, your first step is to make an email. There's as a template, so you find something that you like. You might like the look of this one, for example, and then you can go in and edit it all. So it's pretty straightforward. You just click on it. You can change the colors. You can make it your sort of style. And I normally write them like a little introduction as to what the content is for the week. So say, hey, this week's all about whole foods versus sugars, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. Add your own style, make it really authentic to you. And then you go preview and save. I'm just being really quick. I'm just showing you guys the basics. Save and return to journey. But it is straightforward. I just figured this all out from having a play around. Okay, so
question, hun. When you're putting the resources in each email, are you just getting the link? Are you just including the link to the Facebook group to that exact resource in your email? For example, if you're doing the whole foods versus sugar webinar, do you just add the link to that clip that's in the Emporium in your email?
Yes, if it's a webinar, you do just have to add the link in for them to click on, and obviously as long as they're in the Facebook group, they'll be able to get access to that. And I'll just show you the other basic thing is to make it 1 week in between. So you'll press that plus button again, and then you press delay. So this is your first email, and then you don't want the next email that you set up to send until 1 week after the previous one. So you'll press delay and you'll go to weeks, 1 week, and save. At the end, I'd set up all my email content, and at the end of my week 4, week 8, and week 12, there's a little message down the bottom for my people, for my clients, to say, this is your first month check-in, your first month check-in is due this week. Get in contact with me so that we can set this up. We can do this by call, video, or Facebook message, whatever works best for you. And then I also set reminders in my phone in case they don't get around to messaging me. So I have those for weeks 4, week 8, week 12. Week 14, I have the same thing for a reshipment. Again, I have the reminder in my phone because some people just might read the email and forget to message me. And then at week 16, I set up a survey on SurveyMonkey, and I have a link to that in my week 16 email to get feedback from them about the content on there, the content in the Emporium, just everything about the customer care.
Yeah. Good. Thank you so much, Anna. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
And so I'm just going to jump over to Mia because Mia has been a wellness coach with us in the Emporium for quite some time, and she used to do it the old way with the messaging and stuff. So, Han, I'd love for you to unmute yourself and sort of share like how this has changed your life for you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
I don't know if you've all watched, and I hope you have, or you should have, Linda's training on gold mining. So this is, I've kind of put in here just a little tip, and you don't have to do it, but if they've been a client of yours up for this long, like they're at week 14 and you haven't reached out to them about the business, or they might be struggling financially and they say they have to cancel or something, this is a perfect opportunity that I kind of thought of to go gold mining with your customers. Because if they've obviously stuck at this long and they're loving it and you know they're getting amazing results, then why not put the business to them? You never know. So in here, I just said like, this is your reminder. And then I wrote, like I mentioned in my last email, how grateful I was. Oh, the email before was about the gratitude challenge. And I just wrote down what I was kind of grateful for. And I mentioned the business slightly in that email. And then in this one, I said, I mentioned in my last email how grateful I was being able to work from home or poolside. Now, I know you've been getting amazing results from the program and products, and you're inspired by your new healthy way of living. But what if you could now help other women worldwide through the program like I have with you and earn some pretty cool side income? So let's chat. So I also kind of threw that in there to gold mine and put the business to some customers.
So now you're going to obviously do week 17 to 32. Is it easy to just duplicate what you've already created, and then you just go in and change the words up and change like the links and the videos that you're sending them?
Yeah, so when you go in and you like put in your content, like Carly showed you before, it'll show you all your ones that you've already done.
Yeah.
So they all pop up like that. So I pretty much, they're all drafted. So I'll just click on like 16 and then I just, the layout's there for you if you want to keep the same layout, and then I just change the content and the photo.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
But yeah, I want to say like it's worth it. Like customers are looked after, and yeah, it's taken, it takes off every Monday checking in with clients and stuff. You feel a lot more organized.
Amazing. And guys, if you're wondering like what content to put in your 16 weeks worth of emails, I just want to show you something really cool before I wrap up this call that's gone way over the promised 30 minutes. But in this customer care album, check out like all the info that's in here for you. So like your check-ins, what to do, what to say on like your month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. Obviously the checklist have heaps of content and resources for you to share with them. You know what? If you're brand new to this, ask your mentor if they can add you to their automated email list so that you can check out what they're doing. I think that would be a really great idea. These are open-ended questions that I really love to ask people to make sure like they're answering great questions back all about their health and wellness. This photo here, for those of you who want to provide actual consults, Lauren goes through what's called the GROW model. It's just a training on how she does her consults if you're interested in checking that out. Personally, you don't need to do that. I feel like that's definitely not a step you have to do. It's totally optional. But yeah, it does obviously take more of your time, and you can really ask the clients if they want that. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to show you was all these simple changes. I want you to go through them. They're just like awesome tips that you can give all of your clients about what to do to get their lifestyle happier and healthier. Just like really simple tips of how to get how to implement some really basic lifestyle changes into their life. So that is our customer care webinar. I'm sorry we went a little bit over, guys. If anyone has any questions, please stay on the line. I'm going to stay on and answer anything you have, but I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've gotten excited about customer care. It's not the sexiest topic on the planet, but it's definitely one that gets you paid. So thank you so much for jumping on, guys, and stay on. If you have any questions, I'll